So we're going to look at page 249 and go over the rules when we add and subtract measurements. So once again, we are not changing the math. Simply put the addition or subtraction into your calculator and then write down your calculated answer. What we have to learn is how do we determine which digits from the calculated answer are we allowed to keep when we add or subtract. So the final answer is rounded to the last place in which our significant figures line up. So that would be the last place in addition or subtraction that the digits have an effect on each other. So simply, first, 2,500 grams minus 350 grams. Okay, the calculated answer is 2,150. That's what your calculator is going to show. When you go back and you look, okay, so the way that the 2,500 gram mass is written, okay, we have 4 trailing zeros. There is a decimal, so for all 4 zeros are significant, and the digit, the most right sig fig, is in the hundreds place. Then when we look at the mass, that's 350 grams, and the way it's written, it contains 3 trailing zeros with a decimal, so all 3 zeros are significant, and so the one most to the right is in the hundreds. So the last place that these two measurements line up is in the hundreds. So therefore, our final sig fig answer, it must have a digit in the hundreds. So even though the calculator shows 2,150, we have to put in the zeros that lead us all the way to the hundreds. And because it's grams minus grams, our final unit is grams. When we take a look at the next example, 910 plus 10.5. When you put this in the calculator, your calculator will show an answer of 920.5. And what we have to determine is to what place do we take the calculator answer and record it to the final answer. So take a look. In 910, we have a trailing zero, but there is a decimal, so that zero is significant. And that is in the ones position. In 10.5, we have a trap zero, so it's significant. And to the right of it, we have the digit of 5, but it's in the tenths. So the last place that these two measurements line up is in the ones. So we can only keep digits in the calculated answer down to the ones. So the 0.5 would make this round up. So we would record this answer as 921 grams because the last place in the precision is in the ones. So take a look. Now we have two masses, 110 plus 19.5. Your calculator will show you a calculated answer of 129.5. We have to figure out, can we keep all these digits or only some of them? So when we look at 110, we have a trailing zero, no decimal. So the last place that we have a significant digit is that ones that's in the 10 spot. When we look at 19.5, we don't have any zeros. They're all non-zero digits, so they're all considered significant. So the digit of 5 in the tenths would be our most right. The last place that these digits line up are in the tens position. So we can only keep digits in the calculated answer down to the tens. That's the most precise that these two masses can add up together. The digit that's in the ones would make our tens round up, so we would record this as 130 grams. So take a minute to process this and then try the 3 you-dos. First, just do the math in your calculator and list all the digits that the calculator answer gives you. And then look at both of the measurements and put a bar above their estimated digit. That would be the sig fig most to the right. And figure out your cutoff point to round your sig fig answers. Make sure you check your final rounded sig fig answers with me.